Be a winner at the game of life. Find a job.
I'm a doctor. It's the name of the game. Sorry.
Before digital games took over, there was a time when all a kid needed was a colorful board, a few dice, and a wild imagination. The 1980s were a golden era for board games, from chaotic contraptions to memory-challenging gadgets. These games weren't just entertainment. They were part of growing up. In this video, we dive into the most iconic board games that every kid from the 80s either had or desperately wanted. It was part game, part Rube Goldberg machine, and pure chaos. Mousetrap was the kind of game that made your living room feel like a science experiment gone wild. While most games were about strategy or luck, this one was all about building a convoluted trap with tiny plastic parts that rarely worked as planned. And when they did, magic. The true fun wasn't even in winning. It was in setting up the elaborate contraption, dropping the ball, and hoping it triggered the boot, the tub, the net, and all the other retro madness. For many kids, it was less about trapping mice and more about watching a mini engineering marvel unfold. Few games looked as impressive right out of the box as Fireball Island. A 3D tropical island, lava-colored marbles, and a volcanic idol named Volcar. It wasn't just a board game. It was a full-blown adventure. Players raced to grab a jewel and escape the island while dodging fireballs that could roll down the mountain at any moment. It blended visual spectacle with fast-paced gameplay. The towering board and action-packed twists made it the dream of any adventurous 80s kid. And let's be honest, we all secretly wanted to be the one to launch the fireball. No game caused more chaos on a family coffee table than Hungry Hippos. You didn't take turns. You didn't strategize. You slammed those levers like your life depended on it. The goal? Devour as many marbles as possible with your hungry plastic hippo. The bright colors, rapid-fire gameplay, and noisy clatter made it a high-energy favorite, especially among younger kids. It wasn't about winning, it was about the frenzy. And if your hippo got stuck, total meltdown. Nerves of steel. Forget it. Operation made even the calmest kid jump when that buzzing sound hit. The premise was simple. Remove tiny plastic organs from a cartoon patient using metal tweezers. But one wrong move, and his red nose lit up along with your shame. It wasn't just a game. It was a training ground for hand-eye coordination and pure childhood anxiety. Breadbasket and butterflies in the stomach became part of everyday vocabulary. And, let's be honest, everyone dreaded the wishbone. "You sunk my battleship!" That phrase alone brings a flood of retro memories. Battleship turned naval warfare into a grid-based guessing game full of suspense and fake poker faces. It was just 2 players, a board, and the looming threat of total defeat. The plastic pegs, the gray battleships, and the thrill of landing a direct hit were addictive. In the 80s, it wasn't just a game. It was psychological warfare with your best friend or sibling. Don't let the simple rules fool you. Sorry could destroy friendships in minutes. The moment someone sent your piece back, to start with a smug "sorry," you knew there'd be payback. It was fast, colorful, and endlessly cruel. The retro design and addictive back-and-forth gameplay made it a Sunday night favorite. Easy to learn, impossible to forget. especially if you were the one always getting bumped. Spinning that wheel was a thrill in itself. The game of life let you grow up in under an hour, go to college, get married, buy a house, have kids, and retire. All in pastel colors and plastic pegs. In the 80s, this game felt like a glimpse into adulthood, minus the bills. It was colorful, wholesome, and surprisingly philosophical. Whether you became a doctor or an artist, one thing was certain: you'd probably end up in a plastic minivan with twins. For the youngest players, Candyland was pure magic. No numbers, no reading, just a journey through a sugary dream world filled with characters like Lord Licorice and Princess Lolly. The board looked like a candy store exploded in the best way possible. In the 80s, it wasn't just a game. It was a portal to a nostalgic fantasy, with bright colors, simple gameplay, and delicious design. Candyland was often the very first board game many kids ever played. Murder, mystery, and monocles. Clue had it all. This retro classic made every player a detective, solving the ultimate whodunit with suspects like Miss Scarlet and Colonel Mustard. It was brainy, suspenseful, and endlessly replayable. In the 80s, Clue felt sophisticated. It introduced kids to the thrill of solving puzzles, eliminating options, and accusing their siblings of cold-blooded murder. All in good fun, of course. Few games triggered panic like perfection. The goal? Fit all the oddly shaped pieces into their slots before the timer ran out. Fail, and the whole board popped up, launching pieces into the air like a retro booby trap. Its bright yellow design, loud ticking, and explosive payoff made it unforgettable. You didn't just play perfection, you braced for it. With its blinking lights and hypnotic tones, Simon was the king of electronic memory games. It started simple: red, green, blue, yellow. But each round added a new note to the symphony of stress. By the mid-80s, Simon had become a symbol of futuristic fun, teaching pattern recognition, focus, and patience. Mess up, and you'd be met with a soul-crushing sound of failure. And still, you'd try again. Which of these games was your absolute favorite, or the one you always dreamed of owning? If you're craving even more nostalgic goodness, check out our other video, 11 old school snacks from the 1980s you can't find anymore. It's a delicious blast from the past. Watch it now.